Hey Tubies! So I wanted to do this video and hopefully answer some questions that you guys have as far as where to go. You're still stuck. You've read all the books. You've bought all the books that I've ever recommended, and you have tried to do the journal thing that I've recommended, and you're still stuck. You come from a Christian family. This is all new to you. You're not allowed to practice Wicca. You feel very much in the closet. You're not allowed to do a lot of things out in the open. What can you do to broaden your practice and still feel spiritual without causing too many ripples and disturbances in your outer life until you have grown and come to the point where you're more comfortable in the next level? Well, first you have to working on inside yourself. The way you perceive things is a huge part. How do you feel each day when you wake up? Are you a grumpy kind of person? Are you a happy kind of person? Do your days vary? Charming Pixie Flora has brought up a good point in your moods being like the seasons, to where when you're down and out and you're sleepy and you're just restless and you don't want to do anything, you're having a winter season. You're having a winter kind of day. When you're out and about and you're bright and you're happy, you're having a summer kind of day. So what kind of days do you seem to have the most of? Take a look at yourself and really be honest with yourself. You have to be honest. You are your own worst critic, and if you're going to be honest with anybody, you have to be honest with yourself. So start there. That's a huge thing. Then you want to maybe write down or figure out what are your biggest battles. What is something that seems to trouble you the most in your life? Is it love? Is it money? Is it your patience with people? Is it the way you view things as far as just nature in general? Do you have an appreciation for it, or are you just kind of like, cool, that's grass, awesome, oh yeah, it's blue sky, whatever? Or do you actually take time to pay attention and admire and take in the beauty, absorb the energy, the sunlight? Do you appreciate the sun, or is it something that's just in your life every day that you just take for granted? So those are the kind of things that you need to really take a look at and really ask yourself and tell yourself, what are my key issues? What do I want out of this new religion or out of this practice that I'm trying to pick up? Now, how do I tell people that I'm Wiccan? Well, you know, that's kind of it's a walking on the fence kind of ordeal, because there's even a hard time to where I have a hard time defining who myself is. Am I a Wiccan? Yes, absolutely. Do I practice Wicca? Absolutely. But at the same time, just Wicca in general doesn't define me in my whole accumulation of who I am. There's lots of different pieces because I pull from a lot of different parts. Do I celebrate every single Sabbath that comes by? No, because a lot of the times I don't have a chance to. Life is too busy. I don't have the preparation work that I want to have beforehand. I'm on vacation that day, a family emergency comes up, dinner time is running late, anything can happen to interfere with that. Can you push it off to the next day or the day before? Yes. If you're critical of yourself like I am with a lot of things, I like it to be that day and try to put things aside, but it just doesn't always work that way. So what can you do if you can't make time for every single Sabbath? And how do you define yourself? Don't necessarily define yourself as anything. Tell somebody that you're spiritual. I am, no, I'm not Christian. No, I'm not Baptist. No, I'm not Catholic. I am a spiritual person. That is my religion. I practice spirituality. Stay with that, especially you beginners, especially you teenagers who are out there and you want to be Wiccan because it's so cool and it just talks to you and you really like it and there's so much to do, so much to bring in. But you're 14, 15 years old, and you're not going to be able to go out and buy all the tools that you think you may need at the time. You don't need all that stuff, especially in the beginning. The only thing that you find a lot of people, especially older witches and the elders, they will have accumulated over time from a wide variety of tools, different things that they've added to their practice over the year, and that's from many, many years of practice. And you grow and you branch out. It's kind of like growing a tree. You branch out on lots of different paths and different choices, so there's different pieces that you take in that you apply to your practice, and it works for you. It may not work for Susie Q who lives down a road, and it may not work for, John Smith, who lives on the other side of the road. Everybody's different, especially nowadays. The old ways, to say that you practice the old ways, there was no way to define it. And when Gerald Gardner decided to put it into a book and say, hey, this is Wicca and this is how it is, until they came into all the different various types of practices, there wasn't necessarily a definition for the old ways as it was. They were just spiritual, like Indians, the shamans. They were healers. That was the way that they described themselves. They were called witches by people because they used elements of the earth to manipulate or to use certain energies to put their focus and to kind of accelerate their focus, like NOS on a race car, but to accelerate their focus in their will and what they wanted to, that goal for them to achieve. All those little tidbits are things that you really need to remember and that are key points into practicing Wicca, paganism, or any type of spirituality. You will find some things that you agree with, you will find some things you disagree with, and that's going to come the rest of your life. Always. There's going to be something that somebody you absolutely respect may say one day that you completely disagree with, and that's okay. As long as you can agree to disagree and accept that fact that, okay, I'm different from this person, I don't agree with them, but this is why I am different, and stick to that. Doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make what you do not right, and that's very, very important. It's something that you need to keep in mind. So if you don't have the tools and you're tired of the journal and it's just not working for you and there's a whole bunch of different things that you want to do, one key thing that you can do, and I like to emphasize, and you hear a lot of people emphasize, is on meditation. Well, meditation, how do you do it? Well, it's not necessarily sitting cross-legged, hands on the side, breathe in and listening to music. Can't always be that way. In the morning, do you drink coffee? Do you have a few minutes in the morning time where you can go outside if it's nice, or even if you have a covered patio when it's raining and it's not so nice, but you can go out and you can take 5-10 minutes. That's all it takes, at least. If you can set more time, that's great. If not, it's okay. But set yourself 5 to 10 minutes time during the day or in the evening, and that's when, if you're an early riser and you got to get to work and you got all your chaos going on, do it at night, after the kids are in bed, after your husband's in bed, or he's watching sports, or after your woman is doing her thing and you're a guy and you want to go out and step out. Go to your shop. Anything you have to do, just take a few minutes for yourself each day, take a few deep breaths, and just relax. And listen to yourself. Once you relax and you kind of push everything outside and you realize that you're not thinking about anything, you will automatically receive certain kind of thoughts, either what's bothering you the most or things that you want to happen, or if there's a particular goal that you're trying to achieve, put all your focus into that and say, you know, I really, really, really would love this to happen. Consider it like prayer. If you are Christian and you are new to this, it's a lot like prayer. It just isn't taken the same way because you're not praying to God as you've been taught, or Jesus. You are praying to the universe. You're praying to Him as a whole and her. Everything is a balance. There's no distinct form in defining masculine and feminine energy. There's some of you who also ask, you know, that you're having a hard time accepting the goddess. Well, you don't have to accept her as a being. You can accept it as a force or as a type of energy, motherly instinct. Just like the way you would love and respect your grandmother or your mother, if you are a mother yourself, and the way you love your children, that motherly instinct, think of that as the feminine goddess of the universe. You need to put an image on it. I use the moon and the sun. Put an image on it if it's something that you connect to. There's a wide variety of gods and goddesses throughout history that you can use if you need a face. If not, use part of your elements. And speaking of elements, also in the beginning of your practice, if you're not sure where to go and you want a couple key things, you've done the journal and you've done the meditation and you've gone through a couple of the Sabbats. Well, you want to learn more. Okay, well, next thing you need to do is you need to concentrate on an element. The best one to start out with is the one that you were born under. Are you an air sign? Are you an earth sign, fire sign, or water sign? And then once you figure that out, then accept that into you. I'm an earth sign and I'm a Capricorn. So there's two things that I know about me. I know I'm earth, and I love earth. Naturally, I love the trees, I love dirt, I love the garden, I love herbs, I love everything that comes with earth. And I do make sure I take time to appreciate it. I've been a tree hugger. I come across a magnificent tree, what do? I run up and I hug it. People think I'm crazy, but I do. It makes me feel good. If you love water, you're a water sign, go for a swim. Appreciate a fountain. Go see a waterfall. Get a water fountain or a little sprinkle rock fountain for your house. Take time when you take a shower and concentrate on the water running down your body. If you're a fire sign, have a fire. Go out, burn some trash, get rid of some crap in your yard. You can do anything, and while your stuff is burning and you're cleansing your space, concentrate on the heat and the fire and the power that's within. There's lots of different things that you can do. If you're an air sign, go fly a kite, or sit in the breeze and let the wind just blow on you while you're just taking some time for yourself. And take time to connect with it. If there's something that sticks out for you that day, such as an animal, or there is a time where you were like, you know, I had a really good day and I saw a beautiful mountain, or I got to take a chance and I got to sit by a stream, and just take it in. You have to take in every moment, no matter how brief it is. Act like that is the last time you are ever going to have that moment in your life. A lot of the times it's very hard. It is. Money stress, relationship stress, kids, job, you know, trying to make the bills. How are we going to pay the car payment this month? There's lots of different key factors that do come into effect, but you have to make sure you take time to push that aside and make time for yourself. You will find that you feel better and that you are able to give the family your love even more and really appreciate your time with them. You will appreciate yourself because you'll feel good about yourself that you actually took that time, no matter how minuscule it was. But do something little by little every day. You're driving in traffic and you've got the windows down and you don't have a moment to get outside. Listen to some music. Turn off the radio, quit listening to the news and all the media and all the spin on the crap that they have going on, and don't pay attention to all the traffic around you. Listen to the music and think of the time that that particular song that is on will bring you back to, and instill and be fond of that one memory that it brings up. There's lots of different things, so taking time to actually pay attention to when you get an overcoming feeling, if it's something that makes you mad, or stirs up some really horrible emotions that makes you feel sad, make note of that and become aware, because once you can face that problem and you can overcome it and conquer it and push it aside, that is huge, and that's a huge milestone that you will be able to achieve and be able to come to the next level of your practice afterwards. Once you conquer your shadows, as they call it, because you used to be an alcoholic, or you used to be a pill popper, or you used to be an OCD manic depressant, and you just couldn't control and you did all these awful things, well, face that. Admit it. You know what? I went through a horrible time in my life, and yeah, I did some shitty things. But you know what? I have overcome it. I'm a better person, and this is why, and I'm going to show you, whether you accept it or not, no matter what, how I am and what a better person is. And if you don't accept my changes, then step aside. I don't need you in my life, because those people who don't accept it don't understand, because they haven't conquered their own shadows. So those are some things that you really need to take in mind. And, you know, I have people email me and message me all the time, you look so balanced and you look like you really got your stuff together. No, far from it. I like to think I do, but no, I have gone through my battles and my trust issues and my relationship issues and love issues and money issues, and I still have some to this day. But the thing that I know that helps me the most is when I can actually face it, kind of like a little girl going to face her dad when she knows she did something wrong, or when you're a kid and you got a horrible report card and you know you got to go home and face your parents and show them the crappy F that you got on there and how disappointed they're going to be. But if you can stand strong and stand your ground and know that you're going to come through it no matter what, then it works out and you grow from it. And then next time you know what to expect or how to prepare or what to anticipate when different energies come in and try to influence it and influence you, because like they said, the devil's in everything. Well, it's not necessarily the devil as it is the dark side. And it's good to have the dark and light balance in your life. It's good to know that there's dark out there as well as there is light. You're going to have the light influencing you, and as no, you need to be perfect, and no, you can't do anything wrong and be all pure and never make a wrong decision or you're a horrible person. Pfft. Everyone cocks an attitude, everyone makes poor decisions, it just happens. And if you don't make those poor decisions, or you don't go with the light every single time, you're never going to understand what it's like to be on the dark side and what it is to deal with the dark and be able to have the strength and the immunity to deal with what the dark ever has to bring, whether it's just bad news because something doesn't work out, no matter how much you prayed, no matter how good of energy you focused into something and it didn't work out. Doesn't mean you didn't deserve it. It's just what the universe and what destiny has upon you. Maybe there's something that you missed. There's a step you missed. And you have to go back and reevaluate. Usually 9 times out of 10 you will find that there was something that you didn't do. You didn't dot all your I's, you didn't cross all your T's, but once you find that little loophole, you can fix it and you come out and your goal is even better than you thought it was going to be in the first place. So there's some key things. I really hope that answers some questions for you, and keep a watch out because I will be posting more videos, doing some different things, and teaching you guys some different things and getting more out there to you. And again, I really appreciate you guys following me for so long, those of you who have, and seeing me through all my trials and tribulations. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be able to actually share what I've been through and my strengths and my weaknesses through everyone. I think it builds character, and it shows that, you know what, there are still genuine people out here. None of us are perfect. You know, it's not all glim and glamour. Not all of us are white-collar employees living on top of the world, making money in stocks. Well, not right now, but you know, there are people that do pay attention to the politics, that do pay attention to the chaos in the world, and that there are no jobs, and there are pay cuts, and there are layoffs, and there's illnesses, and families and pharmaceuticals are taking over the world and pretty much making people addicts, or they're changing people's lives where they can't even afford it if they are sick and they need those drugs and they can't afford it. I saw a guy the other day who paid $350 for 2 prescriptions because he was a diabetic and he had his blood pressure medication, and that was just the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my life. How do people afford that? So don't deny what's going on. Don't shun it away and pretend you don't pay attention, you don't care, because you do care. But don't overstretch yourself too thin to where you forget about yourself. Take care of yourself, because once you take care of yourself and you are strong and you have a strong foundation, you will be able to lend a hand to rescue others or carry those who you love and help them out in their weak points, and it's a balancing act as well. So much love and light. I will talk to you guys later, and peace out.